I've never seen someone who wakes up at 5, then showers for 30 minutes straight, and then heads to the gym, and then come back home by 6, and then starts working for 3 to 4 hours, then takes like 20 minutes of break, and then again works for 2 to 3 hours. That's like really completely unrealistic BS. But I found a way that has helped me to work more efficiently and has allowed me to wake up later and even sleep after 11 or 12 p.m. as well. So I believe in a three-step process, and that is fixing your thinking and eliminating things in your daily to daily life, and then processing your information the correct way. These three things has allowed me to increase my efficiency, and if I have greater efficiency, I'll always have greater output, right? And extra is making it more fun. Once you start to make things more fun, it'll be very easy for you to achieve those things. So being able to enjoy will exponentially increase if you can control these three things. Now, overall, I believe in a four-step framework, and that is fixing your mindset, and then focusing on problems, then to the solution, and then to the main execution. All right, so we'll dive deep onto these processes as we move forward. All right, so the mindset, number one, and that is that saying no. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. Literally, this quote has helped me to eliminate things that is not important in your daily to daily life. So this is the 3-point format I follow in my brain. You can ask these three questions to eliminate things. All right, will I have consequences if I don't do it? Is the consequence personal or professional, school works or anything? So if you're like someone who have to make videos every single day, you'll still have consequences if you don't post frequently, right? So personal things also matter a lot. Then once you decide that, okay, I can do this later or I can do this today, then you should be able to decide whether to put it in your calendar or not. Trust me guys, overall, forget everything, block out time. Like literally use a calendar to block out things, and that's gonna fix most of the things. All right, so saying no is fixing your mindset. Secondly, instilling priorities. Your first priorities should be the nearest professional type of deadlines, the deadlines that are related with your work, with your study, right? These are your first priorities. You should list them. And then your second priorities is that daily personal activities, such as posting a video frequently or anything that has to be done, like brushing your teeth, right? That has to be done, and it's within your own personal needs. The third priorities is daily break and fun times. You have to have fun times in your daily to daily life. And your fourth priorities is later deadline works. If you have time left in your day, you can do this. The idea is getting the most amount of output within a small amount of input. So the idea is listing your priorities every week or maybe every single day. You list down by 1, 2, 3, and you list down in detail. It's gonna take you like 2-3 minutes, but it's gonna help you distribute your workflow very efficiently. And thirdly, idea of the mental work is more than physical work. So what I mean is that you should be able to do things that equate to 80% of the results by 20% of your input. These are the things that I've come up with. Following a standard operating procedure for your study. So watch this video. I've made exact 4-step processes for you to study that will help you save more time and make you study lesser and produce greater output. You need to build systems into your life. I have started building systems that have helped me a lot. I'm still trying to build more systems into my life. And secondly, knowing your priorities is only going to ease your day out, right? If you list down your priorities, it's going to ease your day out. But like building systems and then proceeding with like being happy is the thing that you need right now to really like wake up at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. whenever you want, and not wake up at 5 a.m. Oh my god, right? So there's a quote that I got from a book that I really like, and it's Feel Good Productivity, and I only say that think of it like, oh, I get to do this, instead of like, oh, I have to do this, right? Once you know the true purpose that you're doing, once you're not only focused on motivation or you have to work hard and etc., once you know that it makes you feel good, once you know that it's helping you put ahead 99% of the people, that's gonna help you be more productive, be more intuitive, be more focused on what you're doing, because that's what you're trying to do. You don't have to work hard all the freaking time. Trust me, there are no person who wakes up at 5 a.m. except I think David Goggins. Some people do that. Well, I probably even need to do that someday in my life, but that's not the fundamental concept that we are focusing on. All right, so slowly increasing intensity of the day. I've learned something, like if you start to do intense things at the very first of your day, you will not be productive at the end of the day. That's what I felt personally, right? So there's a quote that I saw in a TED Talk, and there's, we are not machines, we are humans. And that really helped me ease out my understanding. So here's the process, all right? So you need to feel good. So by feeling good, you need to feel good by knowing what makes you feel good. You need to know yourself. It's a very heavy thing that I emphasize all the time in my channel, is that you need to know what makes you feel good. And you have to leverage healthy dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine is the motivation hormone, like doing something that helps you give pleasure. And serotonin is related with your mood regulation. It helps you increase your efficiency over time. And dopamine helps you focus. So dopamine is something that is related with pleasure, and serotonin is something that is related with your mood regulation, which will in turn increase your work efficiency. If you can control mainly two of these hormones, you'll start to feel good. You'll start to know yourself. You'll start to find purpose. You'll not be motivational type of guy who will be only motivated or have to work hard all the time without getting results, rather than being more contentful and happy, and thinking more of like an intrinsic motivation type, which makes you think, okay, the motivation comes from inside rather than any external rewards. And that will help you feel good, and they will build up positive feelings, and that will in turn lead to productivity. So what will happen? So this is the bell curve, and literally you will be here if you do one thing that can 100x the results rather than doing everything, right? So you can forget about the 99% of things and focus on one more important thing, right? So I think this is how your day should look like. So I'm trying to build your mindset still now. It's been like 7 minutes into this video and you're still watching, right? So 65% to 75% of your day should be work for now, as we are all young, and 35% of it should be fun and happy moments, and just focusing on things that really makes you happy. All right, it may be 40% as well, it really depends, but this is a correct proportion for university people and people who are who are at the grinding stage in their life. All right, so overall, if you need to compound everything in your mindset, the first step would be to block out times in calendar. Use Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, or whatever. I normally take a piece of paper every day. You can also do that and write out what I need to do. You need to know how much time it takes for your each job to be completed. And when you write out things and you block out the time, blocking out time is something that is done by the most richest entrepreneurs, the most richest productivity experts as well, is that when you block out things, it's gonna get done. Rather than making a checklist, block out things. All right, so here's a book that I read recently that is called The Deadline Effect, and it really emphasizes on the fact that deadlines are motivators. Like, deadlines are powerful motivators. All right, and it also says that secondly, deadlines can be manipulated. So when you set yourself short-term deadlines as well, you'll be able to perform way better as well. The deadline effect talks about the idea that whenever there's a deadline to it, we tend to push our work nearer to the deadline, and it gets kind of messy at the end, and then we start giving it focus at the end of the deadline. So we can set the deadline earlier so that we can make the work and do the work earlier, right? Your goal is to achieve 80% efficiency only, right? You don't need to do 100% of the things that you set out. You can just wake up at 9 and 10 and just do what I'm saying. All right, so the mindset part is gone. Now let's focus on the problems and solutions. All right, so problems and solutions, these are the things that we're going to focus. All right, so the problem number one, that is waking up early. No one does this. Well, a lot of people does this, and that is the problem. Well, if you can really think if it's a problem really or not, I just wrote it for the sake of understanding and explaining to you that waking up early should not always be an option. All right, there are other things. You need to like have rest and relax, right? So another biggest problem, that is focus. So in this era, we're losing focus. We have lesser attention rate and attention span, whatever that is. So here's the thing, the lower attention span leading to decreased focus, and that's a very, very big problem to our efficiency. All right, so I like to talk about the motivation that we know. All right, so intrinsic motivation is the inner motivation without the expectation of a reward. And studies and researchers have shown that intrinsic motivation works in a long-term process. When you're working on something long-term, intrinsic motivation will allow you to keep going for years and years. And extrinsic motivation is something that is related with an external reward or money. Like, I'm doing this because I'm going to make this amount of money. Like, I'm doing this project because of this amount of money. And if you're not seeing any results or not getting any money, you'll start slowly to lose your motivation. So what's our idea here? Always extrinsic motivation is bad. So when you're doing things for the day, try to focus on extrinsic motivation as well by giving yourself rewards, but also keep in your mind that intrinsic motivation will allow you to reach the extreme heights in your life, rather than saying to yourself like, I have to work and be disciplined regardless of how I feel. Rather, you can be like, okay, this should make me feel better. And this is like an infinite goal that you need to have. And what's an infinite goal? That is studying. You're not studying because I'm gonna make this amount of money right now, right? You are actually studying because you need to get a degree. We are all getting a degree. Once you start to understand how your psychology and brain works, okay, I need to tell my brain that this is good for my future and I'm not expecting things right away, you will be able to focus more because you need to remind yourself of these, right? Our brain is just so much biased in short-term process. This is what the book talks about. Like, our brain is so much biased in short-term achievements or returns that we tend to forget the long-term results that we're gonna see. So liking what you do plus doing what you like, that will lead to building up positive feelings, and then you will start to getting the sense of purpose and motive. Once you know the purpose, the motive, the idea, the results that you're going to get, and the reason why you're doing, rather than being only goal focused but being more focused on the journey, you'll be doing this for fun, right? I make videos, I don't have a subscriber goal, you know? That's why I'm being able to like still make it without much results yet. Why? Because it makes me happy, increases my experience, chances are the videos might blow up. Fourthly, it will enhance my portfolio, right? So there's nothing to lose. Once you see that there's nothing to lose, why you need to feel like I need to get this and that, right? And then you can retain focus for a longer time, and that's gonna make you a winner in the long run. That's the problem and solution. Last problem actually, that is constraining time. We all have days. The last problem, that is constraining time. We all work every day and there's so much things to be done, right? How do we really do things with our less time that we have in our day? All right, so the biggest solution to this is that using a calendar to block things, as I mentioned, or writing time blocks in a paper, as I mentioned before. And this is the biggest thing, the main thing. All right, or setting deadlines. That's what the book teaches, the deadline effect. Setting deadlines is very important. So know how much time does it take for a job to be done. You need to experiment for 7 days straight. Do simple things and start your timer. Count how much time or minutes or hours does it take to complete one single task that you need to do every single day. So again, the proportion, fixing your proportion should make you feel better that, okay, I'm doing this for a reason, right? 35% of etc. and fun, etc. and 65% of work. So this is how your proportion of the day should look like. Idea is blocking time, knowing your proportion, and knowing how much it takes for work. Execution. The first idea is doing the work. You fixed everything, your mindset, the problems and solutions. Now you study/work efficiently within those time blocks. And when you learn to work or study efficiently, you'll be able to produce more greater results and have more free time. So how to really do that? That is feeling good. I'll try to link a video that I've shown how I really start to feel good every single day by winning every day. You need to work or study, right? So you can use these methods. These are very popular methods, but I also have study methods that I've talked about in my other video as well. Doing 3 wins. This is a very, very, very important thing that has fixed most of the things for me. And that is, I do something that is related with brain, body, and heart every single day. Maybe 20 minutes of books, 20 minutes of heat exercise, and 10 minutes of walk, plus 5 minutes of journaling or diary. The intersection of this equates to self-growth. You're literally counting this thing as a win every day. Do you know what I do? I write day 1, day 2, day 3, tick. What happens? It tells my brain that I'm winning every single day, and that equates to self-growth, and that builds my happiness inside me, that I'm really doing something and I'm winning every single day, and that leads to productivity, right? So all of these systems combine together to make you the winner, the ultimate winner. And the last thing is planning beforehand, last thing of execution. So what you really need to plan, you can plan time blocks, and you can plan deadline ideas, like what are the deadlines you have upcoming, the real deadlines within a week or like 2 weeks. And then the plan of doing what you love plan, like what do you do every single day to help you feel better. All right, that was really it, right? Put your head down and focus for a specific amount of time and get the results. See you in the next video, and I hope you found this video helpful, and please consider subscribing so I can produce more content like this. Bye bye guys.